Hello and welcome to a personalized Roblox horror story that I call The Scathing Scammer. Now sit back and relax while I steal your comfort. Our story takes place in a game called Assassin. This game involves throwing knives at each other until there's only one person standing. People often collect and trade rare, expensive knives. Someone by the name of BingeBoy12 was an assassin player who had a pretty wealthy inventory. He was known as the god of the collectors among the community. BingeBoy played around 10 hours a day, determined to grow his inventory of knives. Sounds pretty innocent so far, huh? You're in for a real treat. BingeBoy went offline for about 2 weeks and he came back with an inventory so big and expensive that it seemed surreal. People gained suspicion about him and often questioned him. How did you get all those knives? A common question asked. The answer was always trading. But was it trading? One of the game developers began to ask. Every time the competitive season came around, he would grind for top 100. The top 100 knives are really good, but they only make up a fraction of his inventory. He would do massive crate unboxings. BingeBoy got so lucky with these crate unboxings, he would get a ton of exotics from them. A lot of people tried to contact him to talk with him, but it appeared that he does not have any communication such as Discord or TeamSpeak. There was always something off about this player, something creepy about him. Every time someone tried to talk to BingeBoy in the lobby, he would just ignore that person. He never uses in-game chat, ever. This brings out a huge question. How does he do trades if he does not use chat? People just assume that he talks to people when he does trades. The weird thing is, BingeBoy never actually trades with anyone. He usually just plays the game or he is AFK. People who are in his server say that he doesn't interact with anybody, but somehow he is getting tons and tons of exotics, mythics, and dreams. People say that he AFKs for hours and hours. More and more people are gaining suspicion about this guy, but a lot of people are saying that the community is overreacting and he's just trying to do his thing. BingeBoy was not actually the best player at the game. His accuracy was bad and his movement was okay. He always camped behind the wall until someone approached and then he would strike. That's usually how he won his games. It was a weird yet effective strategy. He would actually use the strategy in the competitive season. Anyway, it seemed as though the rate of his inventory's growth would increase by a little bit every day. He had stacks upon stacks of exotics and mythics, but it never stopped growing. His trades are always disabled, and whenever anyone wants to trade with him, he would either decline or ignore. One day, someone in chat said, "Hey BingeBoy12, do you want this free competitive blade?" At the time, the competitive blade was one of the best knives in the game. It still is today. Believe it or not, he responded saying, "Yes, I'll take it, but please hurry." I am pretty sure that the person offering the knife was testing him to see if he would respond. Instead of giving the knife to BingeBoy, he said in chat, "He reads the chat, guys. Use your words wisely." And then he left. A couple questions comes out of this. Why did BingeBoy want to hurry? What did the competitive blade owner want to accomplish? This scene was so significant to the case. While the community is trying to break the confusion, BingeBoy's inventory is growing and growing non-stop. It was only 1 week later when BingeBoy was declared the richest assassin player. Every day his inventory value increases by a lot. But it's not just a lot, it's at an inhumanly rate. Something is not adding up. He is gaining so much inventory value in such a short amount of time. Whenever the first 10 champion axes came out, BingeBoy offered $2,000 for each of them. The offers were declined because the people who owned them thought it was obviously a scam because people wouldn't normally pay real life money for these types of knives. BingeBoy was able to get his hands on 2 champion axes. The previous owner said that BingeBoy paid first and received his champion axes after he paid. But this doesn't explain all the other knives. It was said that he paid $4,000 for the champion axes. Did he also pay for everything else? Or did he scam people for the other knives and didn't try to scam for the champion axes because he thought people would be smarter with it because it was more expensive? Confusion flooded the community's minds and something had to be done here. A lot of people just ignored it and moved on, but the game developer that I mentioned before wanted to know what was going on here. Well, was it fair trading? Obviously not. Was it hacking? Or was it scamming? Well, we don't really know yet since we're still unsure if he uses chat or not, and who knows if he's hacking. This developer decided to dig deeper and find out what's going on here. He first hacked into the Roblox engine and then logged into his account. He tried to gain every bit of information from the Roblox account as possible by hacking and decoding. Within the account's password held a piece of information that was crucial. Binge Boy's first and last name. So the researching has begun, inputting the name of the suspect into the search bar hundreds of times, checking every nook and cranny of the internet. After digging deeper within the cyberspace, searching through thousands of sources and taking adequate notes, the developer finally came to a horrific conclusion. Binge Boy wasn't any ordinary player. He was a scammer, but he doesn't scam like the way you think someone would. As it turns out, Binge Boy was allegedly involved in a high-profile cryptocurrency scam called SIM swapping, which involves stealing people's phone numbers and stealing people's crypto wallets with that stolen number. Now with this, they targeted high-level crypto executives, and this earned him allegedly $650,000. He bought himself a $50,000 worth Fortnite inventory, a $55,000 worth CSGO inventory, and an $85,000 Assassin inventory. It is still unknown to this day of what happened to him. Binge Boy putting his first and last name in a Roblox password wasn't too smart. Heck, it was actually really stupid. He would have gotten away with his crimes if he hadn't have done so. And it was also because of the game developer's sense of curiosity to catch this thief. You see, scamming should never be an option. It is basically stealing, which means it is technically a crime. No matter if you trick a kid into giving you their knives or being a part of a deep web scandal, you are doing a wrong. Always take the honest road in life, because if you don't, just like Binge Boy, you will become invisible, suffering in a cyberspace void.